What if I told you that a situation happening thousands of miles away right now could quietly make your next flight cost hundreds of dollars more, and you wouldn't even realize why that's the case? And you won't get any warning either, no announcement, and no breaking news headline informing you what to actually do. All you'll see is just high prices. And here's a part that should honestly bother you even just a little bit. Airlines already know this is coming. They've seen it in the past, and they're adjusting behind the scenes right now without you knowing. But most travelers, they are completely caught off guard. So in this video, I'm going to break down exactly what's happening with the Iran war situation, how it's already affecting aviation fuel, why that matters for your airline ticket prices coming up soon, and the one move that small travelers are making right now before fears jump again. Because if you wait too long on this one, you're not just paying more, you'll be paying more for the exact same seat on your next flight. Let me ask you something. Have you checked flight prices lately and maybe thought, wait a minute, why is this suddenly so expensive? And flight prices are going up even though you are taking the same airline route. It's the same airline and the same route. And on top of that, it's the same time of the year. But the flight prices, they are now completely different from what they were in 2025. Now, here's the part that nobody's really breaking down clearly for you. This isn't random. This is not just inflation. There's a specific reason behind it, and it's tied directly to what's happening with Iran, global oil, and aviation fuel. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand why flights are quietly getting more expensive, why airlines are not warning you, and most importantly, what you need to do right now before prices spike even more. Because there's one move that small travelers are already making. And if you miss it, you are going to overpay big time. Now let's break this down in plain English so you can understand. Airplanes don't run on magic. They run on jet fuel, a refined product that comes from crude oil. And here's the kicker. Fuel is one of the biggest expenses for airlines. We're talking anywhere from 20 to 40% of their total operating costs. So when oil prices go up, airlines don't just absorb it. Yeah, no? Guess what they do? They pass it right on to you. I'm talking about you. So what does Iran have to do with this, you may be asking? Here's where it gets real. Iran sits in one of the most critical oil regions in the world, the Middle East. And more importantly, it's near the Strait of Hormuz. That's not just some random location. That's one of the most important oil shipping routes on the planet. About 20% of the world's oil supply passes through that narrow strip of water, believe it or not. Now, think about that for a second. If there's tension, conflict, or even just uncertainty in that region, oil marketers are going to panic. And when the oil markets panic, prices go up fast. And when oil goes up, jet fuel follows. Jet fuel is directly tied to crude oil prices. And when oil jumps from, let's say, $70 to $90 or $100 per barrel, jet fuel costs spike right along with it. Airlines suddenly pay millions more just to operate their flights. And here's what they do next. They adjust prices, but not always in a way that's obvious to you. How airlines quietly raise prices without you noticing? This is where it gets sneaky. Airlines don't always just slap on a big fuel surcharge. They don't do that anymore. Instead, they raise base ticket prices slowly, reduce the number of available seats, and cut flight frequency on certain routes. Then they will eliminate cheaper fare classes or bundle costs into fees. So you feel like flights are just expensive now. But what's really happening? You're paying for fuel. And here's what could happen next. and why this matters now. If tensions involving Iran continue or escalate, oil prices could stay high or even climb higher, and that creates a ripple effect. More expensive jet fuel, higher airline operating cost, reduced flight availability, and ultimately higher ticket prices, especially for international travel, long haul flights, routes over Europe, Asia, and the Middle East. Those routes burn the most fuel, so they're going to get hit first. And here's the part that most people miss: airfares don't always spike immediately. There's often a delay, which means right now you might still be seeing prices that don't fully reflect what's coming next. And that creates a small window for you, but it's a very small window. And that's why this video is urgent to pay attention to. Trust me. So what should you do right now? That's the next question. Let's talk about strategy, because this is where you either save money or regret it later. Tip number one, you're going to book sooner than you normally would. I know, yes, I know. People love waiting for deals, but in a rising fuel environment, waiting can cost you a lot of money. If you already know that you're traveling in the next 3 to 6 months, lock in your flight right now, because airlines adjust prices in waves, not all at once. Tip number two, you're going to watch routes, not just destinations. Flights that pass near high risk or high cost fuel zones can get more expensive faster. So sometimes flying to a nearby airport and taking a train can save you serious money. Small travelers are already doing this. Tip number three, you're going to be flexible with your days and times. Fuel costs hit peak travel times harder. Weekend flights, midday flights. Yeah, those are the first to jump. So try the early morning flights or midweek flights. They often stay lower longer. Tip number two, you're going to use price tracking tools immediately. Don't just check once and forget it. Track your flights daily, because when airlines update pricing due to fuel shifts, it can change overnight. Tip number five, consider shorter trips or alternative routes. This is the part that nobody wants to hear, of course, but it's real. So you have to just be practical. Long haul flights are the most vulnerable to fuel price increases. So if prices surge, you may get better value doing regional travel, shorter flights, or multi-stop itineraries. Instead of one expensive direct route, just do the shorter routes. And let me tell you something most travelers don't realize. Airlines don't wait until they are losing money to raise prices. They don't. They anticipate, they adjust early, because they have experienced this before. And by the time the news headlines catch up to that, prices are already higher. So you want to be ahead of the game, so to speak. Now, here's a quick recap, because this is important and I need you to get it. Iran's tension means oil market uncertainty. Oil prices raising means jet fuel costs increase. Jet fuel costs increases means airline costs will go up. Airline cost increase means that you will pay more. It's all a chain reaction. And right now, we are in the early to middle stages of that chain reaction. Here's my final thought, and don't ignore this part. This isn't about fear. This is about awareness and information. Because the travelers who understand what's happening right now take action early. They book smarter and they adjust faster. And they also save a lot of money, which I know you would be interested in. But everybody else, they wait, they hesitate. They end up paying whatever the airline decides that they should pay at that particular time. So if you've been thinking about booking a trip in the next 3 to 6 months, this is your sign. Don't wait for prices to come down, because with fuel prices like this and all the things happening, this might not happen anytime soon. So you have to be prepared in advance. And if you want to stay ahead of changes like this one, the kind airlines don't exactly advertise, make sure that you're subscribed to this channel, because I break the stuff down in real time so that you don't get caught off guard and you get to be a smart traveler. And you might want to watch the next video, because it ties directly into what airlines are doing behind the scenes with pricing in 2026. I hope you got value from this video, and if you did, then you will definitely love my ebook written about airline changes and what airlines and airports don't want you to know. The links are going to be in the description below. Let me know in the comment section as well how much you paid for your last airline ticket. Was it more than you bargained for? I read every single comment, and I would love to hear your experience. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.